um, you know, a little, hey, this is just a rap song.
I think you just keep jumping online and messing with people's voices. To me, that's just ignorant. I heard you like young girls. Get out the way, man. You're a lame too. Xzibit is finally speaking up about the Drake versus Kendrick beef. He might be a little late to the game, but he's not holding back. He's coming straight for Drake, calling him out for disrespecting the West Coast. Xzibit also broke down how Drake really underestimated Kendrick in this whole back and forth. At first, he didn't want to pick sides, but after Drake started talking about Tupac, Xzibit changed his mind. Kendrick Lamar is a very special person, Xzibit said. He's a deep thinker, and he's a big part of what's bringing the West Coast together right now. I think he was seriously underestimated. Xzibit hopped on Drink Champs to talk more about it. Xzibit broke down why Drake took a big L in his beef with Kendrick. He told Knower that Drake seriously underestimated Kendrick, and Kendrick's on a whole different level. According to Xzibit, Drake didn't respect that. What we're seeing now are the consequences of stepping to someone you shouldn't have, X said. They're not even in the same league. Honestly, Drake should have just dropped a big hit for the ladies and kept it moving. Xzibit broke it down, saying, "You know what I mean? After the first shot, it should have been over. But pride and ego? They just kept it going." He made it clear that he wasn't trying to pick sides at first. But once Drake started disrespecting Tupac's legacy, Xzibit had to speak up. "That's a line you don't cross, especially when it comes to West Coast legends," he said, talking about the whole Tupac AI situation. Xzibit spoke about feeling disrespected, saying, "The whole coast, we love Tupac. The world loves Tupac." He added, "I might not be in the fight, but I'm from the West Coast, and that's what matters." Xzibit made it clear that Kendrick's leading the pack, and it seems like most fans are backing him up. Many are saying Drake really showed his true colors by disrespecting Tupac's legacy. The West Coast has a deep love for Pac, and that's something you can't ignore. Tupac's impact on hip-hop and the West Coast is huge. He gave a voice to the voiceless and helped put the coast on the map. Disrespecting Pac was a slap in the face to the whole culture. That's why since Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, California's been celebrating Drake's downfall, and they're not slowing down. The track brought all of Drake's haters together like never before, and the gloating is real. But it's not just about Drake taking an L, it's about something much bigger. California and the whole West Coast are taking back what's theirs. LA took down the biggest rap star in the game with one of the most legendary battles in recent memory. But it's more than just that. Drake's been saying a lot of things that have really rubbed the West Coast the wrong way, especially when it comes to disrespecting Tupac and other legends. Drake claimed he was more loved in LA than Kendrick. Kendrick didn't directly respond with a diss track, but you could tell it bothered him. Instead of reacting with words, Kendrick let his actions speak. He put on one of the most iconic rap performances ever, showing that the West Coast is all about him. Watching that concert, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like the culture was shifting right before my eyes. It was like a big moment of change. It was like they were quietly saying Kendrick is the new king, even if they didn't say it out loud. When Drake came out and said, "I see dead people," that was a big moment. One of the biggest West Coast legends showing love to Kendrick, not dissing anyone, but still backing him up. And that track? It sticks with you. You just want to dance to it. It's been stuck in my head all day. They Not Like Us, I woke up singing it. It's got everyone talking. Drake messed up big time with that mix-up, and it cost him. Van Lathan broke it down on his podcast, saying Drake got LA all twisted. He mixed up West Hollywood with Inglewood, acted like Delilah was Watts, and thought Poppy was Compton. But the real kicker? The people I saw vibing to Not Like Us weren't just listening, they were moving. Two-stepping, crip walking, throwing up signs. It was pure LA energy. And to top it off, the track was produced by DJ Mustard, someone Drake has worked with before. People mix up LA all the time, but Drake? He really got it twisted. He underestimated Kendrick and didn't realize how much love he has in his own city. Now, Drake's Hollywood version of LA just crashed headfirst into the real thing. When you misread what your rival city is all about, you're already in trouble. And Drake didn't just mess up, he made a lot of people mad. Xzibit was one of them. Drake was on top for a decade, maybe longer. Kendrick is untouchable, and it's crazy to see how he's grown into his own. No doubt, that whole situation pushed him, but look at him now. Look at what he stands for. Out here on the West Coast, he means everything. That pop-out concert? That was a moment. Dre pulled up, and all those neighborhoods came together on stage. It wasn't just a show, it was a statement. On the East Coast, we just see them as artists. And yeah, they are. But out there, it's deeper than that. They represent different gangs, different neighborhoods. That stage wasn't just full of rappers. There were real street figures up there too. People who don't usually stand together like that. That moment changed everything. Everybody watching felt it. It was like, oh, this is different. We ain't never seen this on the West before. What I'm saying is, we've never seen this before. Maybe something close during the peace treaty, but not like this. The West has come together in bits and pieces, but certain parts always got left out, either because of old beef or just the way things were. But that night, all of that got pushed to the side. It was like, you know what? Let's come together for this. Let's unite around this W. Let's stand behind this genius doing something special. And for once, it felt like the whole city was moving as one. Internally, we felt more united than ever, but to the rest of the world, it didn't come across that way. For some reason, Drake kept digging himself deeper, even after people warned him to stop bringing Tupac into it. Then came the whole AI mess, where Drake used Tupac and Snoop's voices to take shots at Kendrick on the tailor-made freestyle. Drake got checked hard for disrespecting Pac's legacy, and Tupac's estate wasn't playing. They threatened legal action, which forced him to take down the tailor-made freestyle from his social media. Howard E. King, the lawyer for Tupac's estate, called it a clear violation of Tupac's rights. He made it clear the estate never would have given their approval for that. King said in a statement that the whole thing was really upsetting. Respecting Tupac and his legacy, both publicly and privately, just made things worse. Tupac's brother, Maprem Shakur, came for Drake too, calling it a cowardly move. He said it was weak for Drake to use Pac's voice instead of just coming at Kendrick directly. The whole thing was about AI, and Maprem made it clear, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. From what I understand, a battle should be one-on-one, skill against skill, flow against flow. That's how it should be. When you add AI into the mix, it throws everything off balance. Fast forward to that pop-up show in Inglewood, and Kendrick wasn't holding back. He called out Drake's move right there, telling the crowd not to let anyone disrespect their legends. He said, "So y'all ain't gonna let anyone disrespect the legends, right? West Coast, huh? Oh, y'all ain't gonna let anyone disrespect our legends, huh?" Fast forward, and the West is still riding high off that win. They're making sure Drake knows that if he ever steps back into their territory, he better watch his step. At this point, it's safe to say Drake's probably not planning any trips to California anytime soon. With everything going on, he might want to stay away from the West for a while. In fact, Drake just hopped on a flight too. Drake just flew out to Australia to focus on his tour, and the timing couldn't be better. He's avoiding all the media hype around Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, and there's even talk that Drake might have tried to stop Kendrick from performing Not Like Us during halftime. While all this is going on, Drake made sure to keep his distance, probably hoping that Not Like Us wouldn't make it to the Super Bowl. Drake allegedly went all out to stop Kendrick from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. Some even say the lawsuit he filed against UMG is connected to his attempt to block Kendrick from shining during the halftime show. But why would Drake care so much about this one song? Not Like Us isn't just a track, it's a statement. It shows where Kendrick stands in hip-hop, especially on the West Coast. On top of that, Not Like Us got people looking into Drake's past, especially his questionable history with young women. They pulled up all the receipts. Drake said in his lawsuit that the song was defaming him by calling him a PDF file, but honestly, filing that lawsuit might have been his biggest mistake. Now, all those old stories about him getting too close with young women are coming up again. And everyone's talking about it. Just want to thank you. He's honestly incredible, such a great friend and role model. We were texting the other day, and he said, "I miss you so much," and I replied, "I miss you more." He's coming to Atlanta soon, so I'm definitely going to see him. I'm super excited. Yeah, you and Drake, huh? He helps me a lot. He's great, wonderful. I love him. As for advice about boys, that stays in the text messages. So where does that leave Drake now? It's tough to predict what he'll do next. Right now, most people think he should just lay low for a bit, step back, and focus on what he does